Spirit of fire, rekindle my forge. Breath. It's so hot in here.
I know.
That my.
That's why we didn't turn on the extra light.
I merely opened my mouth and it became a desert. Let me introduce myself. Maybe that was the
You should
problem.
put a chair next to you for your water bottle.
Yeah. Should just have an IV. Good afternoon. My name is Pete Rafle. I go by PR Songsmith on Instagram and elsewhere. Follow me. I'll follow you back. I write songs. I like to sing them for people. And this first song, it goes out to all the artists in the building. Any artists in the building? It's called the Songsmith's Prayer, and it's about the agony and the ecstasy of making art. Spirit of fire, rekindle my forge. Breath, fill the bellows with wind. And dear perseverance, find me the strength to stand at the anvil again. Ruler of insight, open my eyes to see art in the dark iron bar. Patience, remind me that time is my friend, and haste leaves a smith with a scar. Don't fail me now, flow from my crucible cup. And then all these beautiful people coming in here distracted me from my lyrics, so I'm going to start that verse again. Of language, don't fail me now, flow from my crucible cup. And memory, fuel for this factory again, from the ashes rise up. Sweet inspiration gone away for so long, return to this hearth if you dare. Let hammer and tongue chime anew into song, and my furnace be fueled by this prayer, by this prayer. Ruler of fire, rekindle my forge, breath fill the bellows with wind. And dear perseverance, find me the strength to stand at the anvil again. And dear perseverance, find me the strength to stand at the anvil again. All right, thanks for coming to my rehearsal. My name's Pete. I go by PR Songsmith on Instagram and elsewhere. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Spotify. You can find me on Apple Music and all the other streaming things. I'll play some songs that are released in a few minutes, but first I'm going to play one that I just wrote in February as part of my annual February album writing month project, where thousands of people around the planet try to write 14 songs each in 28 days. We had an extra day this year, but And so this is one that I just wrote 6 weeks ago. It's called The Highline. I walk the High Line from the trailhead by the tracks. Everything I need I carry right here on my back. Just me and my old bird dog and a sturdy pair of shoes. We don't do much hunting anymore. Got more than we could use up on the High Line. Up on the High Line. These are ancient hills, not like the mountains way out west, but they embrace me with their wisdom. It's the place that knows me best. There's a valley to the right of me and another to the east. Up on the ridge between them, my mind can find some peace. Up on the High Line, up on the High Line. Oh, they call it a divide, but to me it's like a bridge. It connects me with what matters and uncovers what I've hid. I see eye to eye with falcons when I'm up above the trees. There's no sign of my troubles for as far as I can see. Up on the High Line, up on the High Line, to the trailhead by the tracks. Everything I need I carry right here on my back. My boots beat out the rhythm so my heart can write the song. Up on the High Line, I feel like I belong. Up on the High Line, up on the High Line. Up on the High Line, up on the High Line. When I get home, my boots are dirty, but my soul has been washed clean. Up on the High Line. When I get home, my boots are dirty, but my soul has been washed clean. Up on the High Line. Up on the High Line, up on the High Line. Up on the High Line, up on the High Line. Thank you. Brand new. All right, so here's a song that I wrote about my daughter. She's an artist. She is not exhibiting here today. She's a painter and printmaker based in Richmond. And after she went to VCU, she was looking for graduate programs. And I should tell you that all of her art is about birds. And she's done work on bird window strikes and other threats to endangered species and other things like that. All of her art's about birds. And she was looking for graduate programs, and she saw an ad for one in Ballyvaughan near Galway in Ireland. And it was a joint degree in art and ecology. So an MFA plus science, and everybody knew right away that that's where she was going. So this song's about that. It's called The Birds of Galway Bay. She had baskets full of offers, all the oysters, all the pearls, anything she wanted across the whole wide world. When I asked her what she'd chosen, she didn't have to say. She was already dreaming of the birds of Galway Bay. She was already dreaming of the birds of Galway Bay. I smiled to think about it, my dearest brilliant girl, flying across the ocean to experience the world. She hadn't even left the ground, but her eyes were far away. Her heart's already soaring with the birds of Galway Bay. Her heart's already soaring with the birds of Galway Bay. Her eyes will see the Aran Isles, she'll smell the heather there, and feel the Irish wind blow through the feathers of her hair. And though she's on those rocky shores 3,000 miles away, I can almost hear her singing with the birds of Galway Bay. I can almost hear her singing with the birds of Galway Bay. Oh, I know it's not forever, she'll fly back to us someday. Till then I'll sit and watch the skies, here at home I stay. But a person can't go around the world and come back just the same. But she'll learn to spread her wings among the birds of Galway Bay. She'll learn to spread her wings among the birds of Galway Bay. And when everything is quiet and her eyes are far away, I'll know her heart is soaring with the birds of Galway Bay. Thank you. All right, so here's another one about birds. I'll let this one speak for itself. When I was young and simple, and times were simpler still, I met a girl with a flashing smile by the fort in Fayetteville, by the fort in Fayetteville. She said, I like your uniform, and I see you noticed me. What say we sit and court a while beneath that cherry tree, beneath that cherry tree. So we did as she had said, we sat and courted too. She sang to me of lasting love, I believe that it was true, I believe that it was true. Little Carolina ran in a weeping cherry tree, sings a song for someone else. The cherry weeps for me. Well, blossoms only last a week, and some birds must fly free. And the petals dance upon the breeze as she sang farewell to me, as she sang farewell to me. Oh, how I begged her not to go, I fell on bended knee. cherry tree. Little Carolina Wren in a weeping cherry tree sings a song for someone else. Cherry weeps for me. Well, pretty songs and feathered breasts can lure a man to sin, but the pretty little wren will line a nest with a deadly serpent's skin, with a deadly serpent's skin. Oh, how I begged her not to go, I fell on bended knee. But there's no sweetness to the fruit of the weeping cherry tree, of the weeping cherry tree, of the weeping cherry tree. That's called Carolina Wren. And it's actually true. I did some research before I wrote that song because I needed to know it was, ecologically and biologically correct. I wanted to know whether Carolina wrens mated for life, in which case I would have had to write a different song, right? Turns out they don't. And they're one of several species of birds that will actually take shed snake skins and use them in their nests to keep predators away. So how freaky is that? That had to find its way in this song. I had no choice. All right, this next song is called Garlic in the Ground. Any gardeners in the house? Anybody? So when do you plant your garlic?
I wish I hadn't raised my hand.
Well, since every day is, we got somebody knows?
So you plant it like late in the fall.
Right.
And
Like
that's
around
like over winter.
Exactly right. Plant it in the fall when the frost is coming. Nice. So that's where this song comes from. It's called Garlic in the Ground. When the hillsides are burning with a fading autumn light, and the Stremlin are returning to the island's western heights, and the sandcat by the fire makes a scornful purring sound. It's time for digging graves and putting garlic in the ground. When the golden fairies gather for their crowded winter's ball, and the fairs are busy dreaming of a midnight honey haul, and the wine dark creek is running with an icy trickling sound, it's time for digging graves and putting garlic in the ground. Garlic in the ground, garlic in the ground. They say a storm is coming and the clouds are gathering round. Garlic in the ground, garlic in the ground. Before the earth is frozen, put your garlic in the ground. And the garden is a graveyard and the beds are full of eels, and the milkweed makes a snow cloud over dry and brown fields, and the rain cloud fills the valley with a screeching warning sound. It's time for digging graves and putting garlic in the ground. Garlic in the ground, garlic in the ground. They say a blizzard's coming, the clouds are moving now. Garlic in the ground, garlic in the ground. Before the earth is frozen, put your garlic in the ground. And underneath the snowdrift drifts 1,000 cloves or more. They're swelling and dividing 1 to 2 and 2 to 4. And for the drift of March gives way to April sure as sweet. There'll be scapes and heads and cloves enough for everyone to eat. 'Cause there's garlic in the ground, garlic in the ground. They say the road is open, maybe we can get to town. Garlic in the ground, garlic in the ground. Before the earth is frozen, put your garlic in the ground. If I die before the springtime when the earth is frozen stone, stack my body by the woodpile, you can wait to hide my bones. Just drain your glass of whiskey, then pour another round. It's much too cold for digging, but there's garlic in the ground. Put a log upon the fire, then pour another round. It's much too cold for digging, but there's garlic. It's much too cold for digging, but there's garlic. It's much too cold for digging, but there's garlic in the ground. Thank you. It's too late for your garlic now. All right. So I like to say that if there's more people in the seats than there are up here on stage, it's a success. So thank you for making this an absolute raging success. I see familiar faces in the crowd, which warms my heart. Thanks for coming out, guys. So for those of you who came in late, my name's Pete Rafle. I go by PR Songsmith on social media and elsewhere. You can find me on Spotify and other places under Pete Rafle Songsmith. There's QR codes here that will take you to the right places. But if you want to know a little bit more about me, this next song is going to help you out with that. And I need a drink of water because it's about 900 degrees.
Take your time.
We're sorry.
No, it's,
We opened the windows, turned on the fan.
you know, when you're having sort of a post-apocalyptic art show in a burned out building, like, it seems fitting somehow.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
We'll talk about apocalypses later.
The zombies are on cue for 10 minutes from now, so
Oh, really? All right, I do have a song called End of the World. That's my next to last song. So if the zombies are coming, just hold them until that song, if that's all right. So this next song is called Be a Star, and it's my life story in a song. So. Oh, actually, you know what? I got drums for this one. I think. Here it is. One thing I knew then, I was gonna be a star. Just cut a demo in the studio, day job, paycheck on a new guitar. A hip club downtown just offered us a regular Friday night gig. Oh, I would have bet money we were gonna be big. So when the band broke up, it hit me like a shattered bone. I knew I had to get a real job, start paying off some student loans. Found a place that was higher end, it was a couple of 100 miles south. But at a time like that, you don't look a gift horse in the mouth. 'Cause things don't always work out like you planned. But when you want something bad enough, Providence lends a hand. I think I read that back then somewhere in a magazine. Spent the rest of my life wondering what it means. Asked a girl to move with me to another town. put a little money down. She said, sure, I'll come with you soon as you show me a ring. But I had to have her with me, that's the thing. Next thing you know, we had a couple kids. Couple dogs, couple parakeets, and Tupperware with lids. Cheerios on the car seats and dust on my guitar. 20 years flash by like shooting stars. 'Cause things don't always work out like you planned. Though when you want something bad enough, Providence lends a hand. But she writes the directions in a secret code. Switchbacks, detours on a winding road. Now the kids are grown, I got the guitars out again. Put some new strings on and took them for a spin. Still remember the old songs, give or take a verse or two. Maybe what that magazine said was true. But things don't always work out like you planned. Though when you want something bad enough, Providence lends a hand. All I can do is take it day by day. But I'm starting to see what they were trying to say. I guess what I've learned is there's lots of ways to be a star. I played my song Saturday afternoon down at the Artomatic bar. That girl still by my side, singing harmony. Does that make me a rock star, you tell me? 'Cause things don't always work out like you planned. Though when you want something bad enough, Providence lends a hand. I've come to believe that just like it's true. After all, I'm here and so are you. That girl's still by my side, singing harmony. Does that make me a rock star? I sure feel like a rock star. Does that make me a rock star? You tell me. Capo slipped in the middle of that one. I don't need it for the next song. How we doing out there? Everybody hydrated? Because I'm not.
Yes, thank you.
All right, I got a few more for you. Let's see. All right, oh, this one speaks for itself. It's called Let's Pretend. Sneaking round and telling lies. We'll rendezvous on a midnight Moscow train, she said. Let's pretend we'll be secret agents undercover. Play the part of red-hot lovers. Check your passport to remind you of your name, she said. Let's pretend. Let's pretend we're jerks. Cheat and steal, whatever works. You can call me Muffy and I can call you Skip, she said. Let's pretend we'll be stuck-up snobs in fancy clothes. We'll have the butler bring around the rolls. We'll have $100 dinner, won't even leave a tip, she said. Let's pretend. Let's pretend we're from out of town. Which way's up and which way's down? Buying trash at every tourist trap, she said. Let's pretend we'll be total rubes and easy marks. Sitting ducks for rats and sharks. Snapping selfies while we're staring at the map, she said. Let's pretend. Let's pretend we're on planet Mars with orange skies and flying cars. Wherefore art thou, Romeo? What now? We're in a Shakespeare show? Keep it simple, sweetheart, yes. Spell it K-I-double-S, 'cause we're not jerks and we're not spies, and we don't cheat and we don't tell lies, and I prefer this reality where I love you and you love me, and we'd never have to play pretend, but the adventures never end. But alright, maybe just this once. If it's what you really want. If it's what really turns you on. Let's pretend we're spies, sneaking round and telling lies. We'll rendezvous on your midnight Moscow train. We'll be secret agents under the covers, playing the part of red-hot lovers. Check your passport to remind you of your name, she said. Let's pretend. Check your passport to remind you of your name, she said. Let's pretend. Call me by my number, I don't even know your name. Thank you. That one's available on all streaming platforms. It's called Let's Pretend. You can find it on Apple Music or Spotify, or it's also available on Bandcamp as part of a 4-song EP that I released in January. So check that out. The price is very reasonable, and the proceeds actually go to the artist as opposed to those streaming things. I've had those songs out for 2 years, and I've made 95 cents on Spotify. If one of you could get me up over $1, that'd be awesome. All right, this is another song from that EP. It's about the town where I was born. We moved away when I was young and then moved around a lot. So that's what the song's about. It's called Sunnyvale.
We're so screwed.
Jungle gym, apricot tree, and the sun revolved around me. After all, I was only 3 in Sunnyvale. Baby sisters came, change of address, trading one coast for the other, I guess. Fading photos are all I have left from Sunnyvale. California summer in your long blonde hair. Sunnyvale, take me back to Sunnyvale, take me back to Sunnyvale, take me back to Sunnyvale. Happy home, but never a hometown. Every time the roots went down, seems we up and moved away again. Sunnyvale, east to east. Years go by, but it never ceased to be the place I say that I came from. But everywhere I go, I taste traces of the sun. California sparkled in my first champagne. Sunnyvale, take me back to Sunnyvale, take me back to Sunnyvale, take me back to Sunnyvale. I'm older now, and I've been around. I flew back to see my old town, but they cut all the apricots down in Sunnyvale. But everywhere I go, I hear traces of the sun. California dreaming on my radio. And everywhere I go, I hear traces of the sun. Good vibrations playing on my radio. Sunnyvale, take me back to Sunnyvale, take me back to Sunnyvale, take me back to Sunnyvale. Sunnyvale, can't go back to Sunnyvale, can't go back to Sunnyvale, can't go back to Sunnyvale. Jungle gym, apricot tree, and the sun revolved around me. After all, I was only 3 in Sunnyvale. Sunnyvale. Thank you. Do I have time for 2 more? All right. Oh, I actually have 3 more. Can I play 3 more? Okay. All right, so I was telling someone before the show that I like to write songs that I try and make the world a better and more connected, kinder place, one song at a time. But I also sometimes write songs about hangovers, and this is one of them. It's called I Must Have Had a Hell of a Night Last Night. Last night to feel so sick today. I must have been higher than a satellite. I must have had a hell of a night last night, and it must have been a beautiful sight last night. I must have been a beautiful sight. Must have been singing every song I know and howling at the moon. Tra-la-la and a hidey-ho. I must have been singing every song I know, laughing like a loon, laughing like a loon. I must have bought around for the house last night, hard liquor is to blame. Looked into my pockets in the morning light, not a penny to my name, a penny to my name, not a penny to my name. I must have been dancing with a beautiful girl, or maybe it was you. Dancing with a beautiful girl, cause I can't find my goddamn shoes, my shoes. I can't find my goddamn shoes, my shoes. I can't find my goddamn shoes. Well, moderation is a beautiful thing. It's through this world you roll. But nobody wants to hear you sing a song about a quiet night at home, at home. A quiet night at home, at home. A quiet night at home. I must have had a hell of a night last night. I feel so sick today. I must have been higher than a satellite. I must have had a hell of a night last night, and it must have been a beautiful sight last night. It must have been a beautiful sight last night. It must have been a beautiful sight last night. It must have been a hell of a night. All right, now we're in the end times. I promised somebody earlier that we'd do a song about the end of the world. So,
Appreciate that.
but even at the end of the world, you gotta be hydrated to sing it. So,
Of course, I was gonna mention that. Well, okay.
so I wrote this song in February 2021, maybe. Yeah, I wrote this song about how the end of the world didn't seem to be the cataclysm that we were expecting, but it was just going to be kind of a slow slide. And literally the day after that, the Russians invaded Ukraine. So I had to write another song after that about how I had spoken too soon. But I'm not going to play that one today, but I will say, Slava Ukraina. This one's called The End of the World, Part 1. If the drummer remembers how it goes. There it is. When I was a kid, my favorite thing was to dream about the end of the world, and to watch those old movies about the end of time, when worlds collide, all the Martians arrive, and the last few people have to try to decide. Oh yeah, I'd love to dream about the end of the world. I'd lie in my bed and imagine that I was the captain of a spaceship pointed up at the sky, as the comet got closer and we had to decide who got to leave and start a new life on a brand new world. But you know I always got the girl at the end of the world. But as I got older, I had to concede that those science fiction stories that I love to read in the dark with a flashlight And this ordinary life just goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And I'm beginning to think that the end of the world is nothing like we thought it would be. Not a cosmic collision or a nuclear war or destabilization of the planetary core. Not in the flash of a hydrogen bomb, a volcanic eruption or a meteor storm. Not with a panic but irrational calm. Not with explosions or a zombie's bite, just hate and deception and ignorant spite. An ocean that rises a little each night and a steady erosion of a will to fight for what's right. I guess we go steady into the night at the end of the world. Is this the end of the world? Or did I get the girl? Yeah, I'm beginning to think that the end of the world looks a lot like. It looks a lot like this. It looks a lot like this. I'm beginning to think that the end of the world looks a lot like this. All right, this is my last song. Again, this was promised. It was written, foretold in the Chronicles. This one needs a little bit of an introduction. A couple of summers ago, my wife suggested that we put a folding wading pool in our backyard for a dog to cool off in. And we filled it up with water. The dog had no interest in it. But within 48 hours, tree frogs had laid eggs in it.
Yes, frog eggs.
And I became an involuntary frog farmer. And the rest is told in a song. And the song is called Frog Sex Party. Just to keep it cool. Nobody told me what would happen next. Now I feel like a fool, 'cause I was awakened that very night by the strangest sound, rocking and a smoking in my backyard. I took a look around. That's when I caught 'em in my flashlight beam. And with their eyes agleam, but I didn't call them, they just showed up, looking for a place to spawn. I had a frog sex party in my backyard, they came to get it on. Well, Kermit was hanging on the side of the shed, croaking like a junkyard dog. His lady friend was calling from a watery bed. Hollywood, well as tree frogs do, the tree frogs did. Really, it was kind of cool. We made about 100,000 tree frog kids right there in my wading pool. You can see them in the moon's beam and Indian lovers with their eyes agleam. But I didn't call them, they just showed up, looking for a place to spawn. I had a frog sex party in my backyard. Get it on, get it on. But I didn't call them, they just showed up, looking for a place to spawn. for the woods. Oh, but it started getting colder, there were few of them left. I knew they couldn't wait until spring, so I brought them inside. I feed them fresh flies, and every single night we sing. Everybody now, I ain't gone. You showed up, looking for a place to spawn. I had a frog sex party in my backyard. If you can get it on, you won't know the words. Now I ain't gone. You showed up, looking for a place to spawn. I had a frog sex party in my backyard. They came to get it on. Thank you. That's all I've got for you today. My name is Pete Rafle. I go by PR Songsmith on social media, YouTube, all the streaming platforms. Come up and talk to me after the show. I've got some brand new stickers. I might even give some of those out for free today. So thanks for coming, and thanks for everybody who stayed the whole time, and people who actually know me but aren't related to me came to the show. So that's kind of exciting. So thanks, everybody.